You got?
Didn't Dan have one more?
One more.
College?
Yeah, you had said Iowa State. I'm sorry. All right.
Okay.
Dan Beebe, what's the third game?
Last one, college, is OSU at West Virginia. OSU is 7.5-point favorite on the road.
Oklahoma State at West Virginia?
Do this one straight up, yep.
Give me Oklahoma State.
Yeah, give me OK State.
Same.
I don't think West Virginia really has much of a shot in this. I know.
Again, basketball,
ranked,
give me
but-
Press Virginia all day.
Right.
OSU.
Yeah, West Virginia is currently number 22, right? But yeah, I have more confidence in OK State. I don't.
So what does the guy who hates Ohio or Oklahoma State have to say about this?
I don't really want anything to do with this. I'll take Oklahoma State. They should be able to win this game. I don't know. Last week they did not look good.
I'm starting to wonder, and don't be mad at me for this. Is Texas actually a decent team? They look so bad, though.
I told you to keep an eye on them just because of coaching alone. I thought they could win more games than we were predicting.
But I knew Buechele was terrible, but they've gone with Erlinger, which is clearly a much better decision. So
I don't think there's an argument to be made about that otherwise.
Shane Buechele is Shane Trash. That's all there is to it.
Facts.
And yes. All right. Everyone picked? We all picked OK State. Yep. All right, Dan O'Shea, you got 2 college games. What you got?
All right. Throwing you a bone here with the Penn State at Ohio State.
Against the spread or straight up? Because for some reason, the number 2 team in the country, who beat the same team last year, who lost less people, who have the Heisman winner on their team, is a 6-point underdog.
Yeah,
you're coming to the shoe.
Home is only 3 points. If they wanted to say
that's fine.
3 points,
that's fine. And listen, I know that the stats are skewed, but it's also they're looking into the Ohio State offensive stats, which are astronomically high because they haven't played anybody. But if you look at the stats on offense, because of the averages, their numbers are through the roof.
Which, really quickly, I just want to ask, because I don't have this written down as a question. Did Saquon Barkley win the Heisman on Saturday night?
Saquon Barkley won the Heisman for me like 2 weeks ago. I've already mailed it in. Yeah. There's nobody in the nation that changes a game like he does.
I don't think there's anyone that can even compete
anybody
at this
on
point.
Anybody's team. The MVP, the Heisman is supposed to go to the most outstanding person in college football. He has been that on the field. He's somebody you want to watch. You want to tune into Penn State games to watch Saquon Barkley play. And there's nobody that changes a game by being on the field like him in college football. Even Lamar Jackson doesn't do that.
I think he's the one player that if the NFL was allowed to just be like, okay, I'm taking him right now on my team.
Yeah, they would.
He's the only one in college football where he'd be like...
Instant starter. Yeah.
And really quickly, the prevailing thought when the season began was Sam Darnold number 1, Josh Allen number 2.
Yep. But Darnold has looked very human.
Is it just me, or does it now look like it should be Saquon Barkley 1, Bryce Love 2?
I think Barkley got really lucky with the fact of the big hype of the quarterbacks this year going into the season, and him producing the way he does has put in the perfect storm of him really guaranteeing himself this Heisman.
I don't know if you remember last season, the very first game we watched together. I don't remember who it was. Penn State. No, it was the second game. It was Penn State versus Pitt. Mm-hmm. And Saquon Barkley went off, and I had said to you, he is going to be a future number 1 draft pick. Didn't I? I did.
Who was the last running back to go number 1?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, yeah, that is tough. While we're looking that up, Penn State, Ohio State.
Straight up.
Straight up.
We don't need to pick.
Yeah, I'm going Penn State. He's going Ohio State.
We know where we're going.
Sorry, Tony, I'm going Penn State.
Well, you might have some poop in your pillow.
That's how you get pink eye.
Yeah, right? I'll need that.
Joke's on you. It's already there.
Yeah, right.
Good luck watching the game this weekend now.
I knew you were picking Penn State.
By the way,
Penn State.
Everyone here is invited over Saturday at 3:30.
I'm going to be in Buffalo.
Yeah, we're going to Buffalo.
I told them, I was like, I have to be at a
on that Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're leaving Saturday morning.
Ah.
I think I'm going to be down in the city this weekend.
You're just Mr. Adventure, aren't you?
I'm so tired of it. I just want to spend weekends at home.
I'm gonna go Ohio State on that one.
You bastard!
The
We
betrayal.
almost lost.
OHIO.
Sucks.
That's not how it goes.
Penn State almost lost to, who was it? Iowa? Remember?
Yep, in Kinnick.
In Kinnick. Kinnick is the toughest place to play in the country.
Let's see if you say that comes Sunday.
Well, clearly the horseshoe's not that bad if Baker Mayfield and his gang of misfits can just run in and plant their flag.
Listen, we'll find out.
Trace McSorley is just as electric as Baker Mayfield, and he can do exactly what Baker Mayfield did to that secondary.
Love it.
No.
All right,
Oh, yes.
Final college game. I'm gonna do
This is fun.
Georgia.
No.
Georgia versus Florida with the spread. Georgia.
Well, joke's
is-
on you. I picked Florida straight up.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I picked Florida to beat them at the beginning of the season, and I was looking at them like, they're still going to beat them.
What's the spread?
The spread's 14 points
For Georgia?
Shit.
for Georgia. In Georgia's favor.
Georgia's
I'm glad I get that 14 points, though.
Are they in Georgia?
Yes.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was hugging a naked shark.
Give me Georgia.
So Florida with points or Georgia. Florida Georgia line.
They should have them perform at that game.
Yeah.
It would only make sense.
Are we doing
14. It's against the spread. Yep.
Oh, I liked Georgia. I liked Georgia so much before, so they could come up and sneak up. I'm still going to go Georgia.
I will. That spread does not make me happy. Nothing about it makes me happy.
It's a big spread.
Especially
It's
in a
not.
team that should know, or teams that know each other as well as they do. I mean, I know why the spread's coming in like that. I mean, obviously.
Because McElwain is terrible.
Well, I guess. That's a good.
He hugs sharks while he's naked. He can say it's not him all he wants, but I can tell it's him.
I'm going to go with Georgia. Reluctantly.
I'm going to do Florida with the spread. I think Georgia's going to win, but I think Florida will beat the spread.
All right, that's it for college. Never again shall anyone go. It's a broken system. I'm still in poverty.
So I figured out who the last number one running back taken in the NFL draft
Eric
was.
Dickerson.
No. It was 1995, and it was Kajana Carter.
Kajana Carter.
Another Penn State
Yes.
running back. That was the
Actually-
last time.
Funny enough, yeah. Funny enough, yeah. Wow. Yeah, Kanjana Carter, how?
Beautiful. All
It's been
right.
since 1995 that a running back has gone number one.
Well, I mean, because running backs, for the most part, you know, what's really the... Unless you have someone like Ezekiel Elliott or Le'Veon Bell, what's really the difference between a guy like...
I mean, look at Hunt. Well, he was drafted in the 5th round.
Right.
And he's killing it.
Delvin Cook?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, before he got hurt, but...
Yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, the running back is also a position that you're really, unless you're sure of it, you're taking a gamble every time. I mean, and not to mention, what's the shelf life comparability to the pick that you take at that position?
You get like 7 great years from a great running back, 4 or 5 good, and then just you need a body.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what it appears to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Your starting 5 for the New York Knicks are Courtney Lee, Kristaps Porzingis, Enos Kanter, Tim Hardaway, and Ramon Sessions. Yeah, because Ramon Sessions is a guy I want starting.
Right?
Frank Ntilikina is out.
Sessions. Why is it? I'm surprised Sessions really even made the roster, to be honest.
I mean,
Clearly, there's some guys that are on the bench that are he's ahead of.
Ron Baker should be on. Should be the starter, honestly. I mean, at what point do you go back to Stephon Marbury like, hey, man, we need you?
Yeah.
All right, so
Some of these older guys, they're just playing to get some value, and then they might wheel and deal a little bit. We got too many centers. I feel like I don't think Cantor or Quinn, one of them, is not going to be with the Knicks by the end of the season. One of them is going to get traded.
Well, yeah, because there's Joakim Noah. If Joakim Noah's not on the bench, then I disagree with that.
Right.
And Willie Hernan-Gomez as well, but Hernan-Gomez can play the power forward.
Right. Yeah, I think they've basically said they're playing who earns the minutes, but...
Then why are they playing Tim Hardaway? All right, NFL.
All right. First game I got Steelers at Lions.
Lions.
No, hang on.
I don't even
Hold
care.
on.
It's the Lions. Lions are winning.
45-point over-under.
Give me the Lions.
You're doing the over-under on it? Okay.
Over-under of Lions
45
Steelers.
points. Give me the over on that.
Give me the over as well.
Yeah.
I'll take the over.
Over.
Watch this be
Just a defensive
9 to
battle, yeah. Like the Browns Titans.
Yeah, it's gonna be that repeat.
That was an ugly.
Because that
ugly
seems
game.
like a really low over/under. Where are they?
In Detroit.
They're in the dome. Oh yeah, over all day.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Stafford throws the ball like 50 times a game anyway.
Yeah.
And somehow Theo Reddick still gets a ton of carries.
Yeah, I don't think it's baffling to me.
The Knicks are beating the Celtics. And not anymore.
And not anymore.
All right.
As if you should be shocked by that.
All right. Dan Beebe, you got one more NFL game?
Yep, last one. Broncos at Chiefs, 43-point over-under. I'm going to say the under on that one.
I'm going to go over.
They're in Arrowhead?
Yeah, yep.
Is there still question on Emmanuel Sanders?
I think he's still questionable. He's expected to return, but he's still questionable. I think I'm going to take the under on that. The Broncos have looked pretty bad, and I don't think this is the week where they turn it around.
I think specifically, Trevor Siemian has looked bad too.
Yeah.
And the Knicks turned the ball over. Anyone surprised?
Shocked.
I guess the Knicks.
Shocked.
So what are we doing here? The over/under or what?
43.
43.
And who's playing?
The Broncos Chiefs.
I'm going to go under on this.
Monday night.
I'll go under.
If it was anything like the Pittsburgh and KC game, it would be
Everyone's going under except me?
going over.
Yep.
All right.
All right. What's next, Dan O'Shea?
All right, next up, I have Texans Seahawks straight up.
I got to go Texans. Seahawks look like trash.
Actually, Seahawks are 6-point favorites.
They shouldn't be.
I know. It is in Seattle.
Again, with that whole Penn State, Ohio State thing. It shouldn't be. Should not be. That 12th man this year seems like he's hardly a 5th man.
I'm going with Houston also.
Good call.
Houston.
Watson's good.
Watson is
real
good.
Yeah, Watson is good. That's
Brilliant deduction, my dear Watson.
I'm gonna go Houston as well. Even though I think the Seahawks will keep it tight because they're in Seattle, and I think their defense is gonna scare Watson a little bit, but they're still gonna. I think Texans are still gonna get it done.
Oh, I will go with. Yeah, I'll go with Houston. I do see what. I agree with you, Dan. I think it's going to be closer. If we were doing the spread, I might have taken. Oh no, because at that point, 6.5 points from a team that's not that good.
It sounds like you're changing your mind.
No.
You know what? The Seattle Seahawks haven't been playing very well. Deshaun Watson's been playing quite well, so I'm going to take myself to Seahawks this week. That's what it sounded like he was about to do.
Yeah, no, I can't. And Watson's the difference in that game, I think. And it's going to be close, but I think they'll be able to pull it out on them. That defense isn't as good as they've been before.
All right, Dan O'Shea, what's next?
We're going to do... where is it? Bills at Raiders. Or, I'm sorry, I think...
Raiders at Bills.
Raiders at Bills, yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to Oakland.
Bills...
Not